What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Intensive Treatment. This is the third episode in this podcast series that we're doing. And today I'm joined by Marvel once again, and we're going to be talking about all of the DLC suits in the Arkham games from Arkham Asylum to Arkham City. We're leaving out the other two because we don't care about them and they don't exist. Arkham Asylum, that should be a breeze. There's not much to talk about. But then Arkham City will be where some interesting stuff comes in, I think. So let's get on with the podcast. So to start things off, we just have the normal Arkham Asylum suit, the perfect Arkham suit, in my opinion. And I have a video on this. Go ahead.
I absolutely love this suit. It's probably my favorite out of all the main designs for Batman in the Arkham games. This is probably my favorite, and it still remains so.
Mm-hmm. I would agree, and me and Marvel have spoken about this in the past, and I also made I think it was a top 5 video of my top 5 favorite skins in the Arkham games, and Arkham Asylum was number 1. I just think I think of how well it fits the atmosphere of the game, and to me that suit kind of encapsulates the whole comic style of Batman as well. Just that dark feel is really what I like. And it's a very simple suit, which I appreciate. And obviously, along the line, suits got much more complicated, especially when The Dark Knight came out. Everything was kind of militarized. So I just love that. Stripped down, fabric, belt, cape, cowl, that's it. So not much to talk about other than it is Marvel and I's favorite suit in the Arkham games.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite things about it is that it's pretty much the perfect amalgamation of everything we love about Batman. And I mean, you got some elements from the comics, from the movies, cartoons, it's got pretty much everything in there, and it all kind of culminates in this design that it does fit the game really well. And I mean, just as a design wise, like it's got more going on than you would think. And yeah, but like I love the gauntlets, I love the belt, I love the boots, I love the cowl, I love the logo. Like everything just is damn near perfect about it.
I was actually going to add on before we move on to the next suit in Arkham Asylum that the logo is one of my favorite parts of the suit, and it's my favorite logo out of all of the suits in the Arkham games. The other ones were exactly the same, Arkham City on. They didn't change the look of the logo. But this one was sleek. It was a lot wider across the chest, and it was much smaller length downward wise, kind of going up his chest. It was much thinner. I loved it.
Yeah, it's very unique, and I don't understand why they didn't keep it around for the other games. The other ones, they just use this kind of standard bat logo that was in kind of other stuff beforehand, but I don't get it. Like it's so perfect, it works so well, but
I know
we got rid of it.
But so guys, that is our verdict on Arkham Asylum's main suit. But now we're moving on to the suit that is often forgot about, which is the armored suit, which is also one of my favorites. That was as well in my top 5 video, and it was number 5. I love this suit. It's not like it doesn't fit perfectly in that game just because it wasn't meant to. You can't use it in the story, unfortunately, for some stupid reason. Which is a fault that Return to Arkham failed to do, which I think that would have been great. But I love this suit. I think it's really unique. It's interesting. It takes all of the elements of the Arkham Asylum suit and kind of makes it a lot more futuristic and Wayne Tech-ish, which I really like about it. The gauntlets are cool. I like the little weird blue logo thing that it has. Like, I think I know what you know what I'm talking about. And the armors, it's just cool. I mean, it's not anything too crazy, but I really like it, and I wish they would have kept it in the main story.
Yeah, I wish that my main thing is that you can't use it outside of challenge mode, which is such a goddamn shame, and is
Hmm.
one of the things that I was really looking forward with Return to Arkham, the
Yeah.
ability to use that in a story context. But for the most part, my favorite thing is that it's like it's you can't really like notice if until you look really close, but it's like it's armored pieces on top of the main suit. And
Hmm.
I mean, the cowl and stuff is different, the gauntlets, the belt, whatever. But like, you can tell that the default suit is underneath all that armor, and I think it's a nice touch.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Um, so yeah, I think that concludes Arkham Asylum. Unless we go to, I don't know if you know who Mr. Just Arkham is on YouTube, but he has all
Yes.
these mods, which is awesome. But those would be cool to dive into, and I didn't even think about that for future videos. We could talk about kind of some of his things that he's done. I think that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
we could talk about Arkham mods in another video.
Yeah. But now for Arkham City. So if you want to start off Arkham City, that would, you know, what do you want to
So
start off with?
let's start off with the default suit, because I mean it's relatively unchanged, but the only major differences are the logo, the belt, and there are like some extra armor on top of the gauntlets and boots, which it looks okay, I'd say. But I don't know, something about the suit makes Batman look a little bit too big. I don't know if you get what like. Arkham Asylum seemed like he was bulky for sure, but there was something very sleek about it. Um, and
Hmm.
then Arkham City, like, I mean, I get it because like you're basically in a city filled with criminals and such, so you might need the extra padding there. But um, I don't know, it felt kind of unnecessary to me, and I'm not a big fan of the belt whatsoever. I'm not. I really don't like the belt in Arkham City.
No, I don't either.
So
Um, like Arkham City, I think that, so look, for me, I I think it's a downgrade, obviously, from Arkham Asylum. It's not a bad suit, but it is a downgrade because obviously we just talked about how we prefer that one. But I really like the. I don't think there's anywhere to go from that. But
yeah,
um, I I enjoy the suit. I mean, it fits the game fine. Um, again, the logo is not my favorite. I love the tints of blue in the cowl that they added, even though I prefer the all black from Arkham
yeah,
Asylum. Basically, what I'm saying is I prefer Arkham Asylum over every suit we're about to talk about, but there's there's some good stuff in each one. I like the addition of the extra plating on the gauntlets and the boots
yeah.
in Arkham City. Um, but there's not much else to talk about. It's just a re-skin kind of Arkham Asylum with a couple changes.
For the
Really
most
is how
part.
I put it. Yeah. So not much to talk about there.
Should we talk about the armored suit from Arkham City? I mean, it feels
Yeah.
natural.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, so look, I never played the Arkham City Armored Edition, but I have watched the game. Um, it it is, despite popular belief, it is actually very different than the Arkham Asylum armored suit. Um,
Yeah,
and I've heard a lot of YouTubers say that, oh, it's the same thing. Is really different. There are some extreme differences. Uh, some being in the cowl, in the actual armor plating. Like it's just different suit. And Arkham Asylum's is superior, I believe.
yeah.
Um, but I don't really love the suit. It's not any like I don't. I think personally the cowl looks weird. Um, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's cool for the Wii U thing. I mean, I never played it, but I would kind of like to eventually, but
Hmm.
just to see what it's like. But not much to say for me. It's just kind of a less interesting version of the Asylum version.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I was one of those sad sacks who owned a Wii U and the game, so I've had plenty of experience with it, and I mean, I can see where people are coming from with it, but I mean, I like the design overall. I think honestly, I prefer using that as the default suit rather than the actual default suit. But, um, I will agree the cowl does look a little weird, especially uh, from the nose up, like going into the ears. That is a little strange. I do like though
Yeah.
how like you just kind of segment it off, and you can. I mean, if you watch the suit up cutscene with that skin, like uh, you could see how the helmet works, and I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Um, the armor plating is okay. I still prefer the Asylum version, but yeah, I think it's an okay suit. If anything, it's just for a gimmick, which was the Wii U, and and I'd say that gimmick worked because um, I mean, I'll say this. I said this in my review. It's probably like the most immersive version of Arkham City. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I'd say check it out if you can find a Wii U somewhere. But yeah, I think it's an okay suit. Not bad, but not super great either. I don't know. I like it.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm. You know what? I'm on the. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. It's like I swear when we talk about these things, we have almost the same views on it. I wish we kind of had like Bill Maher to sit in here, be like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That suit is horrible, or something. I don't know, like a third party to just
You know
like,
what? I'm sure if we had AJ or Alter here, that basically fill that role
yeah,
perfectly.
let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Sure, agreed.
Okay, so what's the next suit you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the animated series suit, and
Yes. Yes.
um,
Sorry. I was
it's
excited to talk about that.
it is probably the best skin in the entire game.
Yep. It borderline to me is pot could possibly be the best like DLC skin in all of the Arkham games. Um,
Yeah,
borderline. There's some great ones in the Arkham games, but
there's like maybe one that I would say rivals it, but I mean we'll probably get to that when we make a video on the other games. But
yeah,
I'll save it till then. But
yeah,
yeah, this is an absolutely banger outfit, and probably is in my top three for Arkham City skins. It's
yeah.
probably the one I use most often. So
Yeah. I found myself in the beginning of when I started playing this game not using it often because I felt it was weird looking. Because of the kind of outline it has, it makes it look like a cartoon.
yeah,
Um, but then as I got older, I started to love that. Um, and I think that's probably the suit that I use most often as well.
hmm
Um, I love the animated series suit. It's just they didn't do anything to make it different. Like Spider-Man PS4, for example, had a lot of classic suits in it, but they added kind of different textures and things to those suits to make them a little bit more modernized. Um, I love that Rocksteady said, we're just going to import the suit from the TV show in the game. We're not going to
yeah,
change anything. So I love and appreciate them infinitely for doing that. So this suit is top tier, S tier, God tier, whatever you call it tier. It's that.
yeah. If you had to make a list with every skin that has ever been in an Arkham game, this is probably in top five for sure.
Oh yeah,
Um,
without a doubt.
so,
It
um,
better be, or I'm gonna fucking come and find you and tell you it needs to be
I
in your list.
I mean I can't really like nobody I've ever come across like talking about this has ever said they've hated this skin.
Yeah.
Um, and if there are people that would say that, first of all, you're wrong.
First
Fucking
of all, you're wrong. You're wrong.
wrong. Um, I will say the only things that bug me just a slight bit, the eyes kind of look a little weird, and I mean, this is kind of a problem with the other skins as well. They segment the cowl from the cape just as a
Yes,
differential, just to fit it more in line with the default costumes, which
right.
is weird, but I can understand why they do that. So
Yeah, I wish they didn't do it with that suit though.
yeah,
Um, but no, I mean, apart from those things, I think this suit is relatively perfect. I wouldn't change a thing other than those two, but if we can't change those two things, then I won't change anything.
yeah,
Um,
it's perfect. It's damn near perfect, I would say.
mhm, agreed. I think the next suit we should move on to is a suit that has very similar eyes in the fact that you can't. It's only the eye whites. The year one suit. Um,
Yes.
I don't love this suit. Um, when I was younger, I think I liked it more because it was very plain, and I was like, "Oh, well, this is something that the Arkham Batman would have worn in his first year." And then you
Yeah.
play Arkham Origins, and you're like, "Fuck, he was like the Dark Knight in year two." Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Um, but it looks weird, and he doesn't have a lot of muscle definition. They changed his whole body type, um, which
Yeah.
isn't bad. They did that with the Dark Knight suit in Arkham Knight, but that's because it was Christian Bale. Um,
Yeah.
but this suit just looks weird to me. I don't like the face at all. It's very strange. I don't like it
No,
at all.
the face looks weird in a 3D model. Like,
Yeah.
because most of these are like they're trying to be perfect translations, which some work better than others, but I'd say for this one, it it didn't really work that well at all.
No.
So
No.
that's a real shame because I love Year One. Like it's one of my favorite comic books
Mm,
of all time, and
yep.
to see how they translated it with like the weird body shape and the kind of gross face they gave, like
The
it's super
gross
strange.
face.
I
It's
don't know
true.
how I don't know how else to describe it, but it, it's very weird and it's such a shame.
Yeah. And like I'll use it once in a while just to be like, nah, I'll wear the year one suit. And then I kind of
Yeah.
play it with 15 minutes and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Um so yeah, not a favorite of mine.
I would say out of the Arkham City skins, this is probably like one of the worst. Like it's
Yeah.
along with another suit which we'll get to, but yeah, this is not great. It's
Yeah.
got all the hallmarks of year one Batman, which is the short ears, the logo, which actually I think is pretty cool. The belt, yeah, I don't know why they made it silver. I don't I don't get that change at all since it wasn't like
No.
that in the comic. Um, but yeah, for me, it's a let. The more I think about it, the more that I'm just let down by it, and that's such a shame.
Yeah. I it is. And it's also one of my favorite graphic novels as well. So when I saw that suit, I was kind of let down big time. So yeah, definitely a lower ranking for that.
Yeah.
What do you want to move on to next?
Um, should we talk about Dark Knight Returns?
We should talk about Dark Knight Returns. I want to hear your view on this suit first.
This suit gets worse and worse the more I play with it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Finish your thought, and then I'm going to respond. And you
um,
guys, you guys won't be surprised with what my answer is.
um, I think the body shape looks really weird. I know they were trying to go with they were trying to translate that kind of hulking look to him, but I think
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of looks weird with how the model is rigged with it. So it doesn't really work on a technical level. And I mean, they wanted to go for that hulking look. It looks more fat than anything, like just a fat guy in a Batman costume. Um, but yeah, this is another case where it's such a shame too, because I mean back then when I played this game, like I was a huge fan of the Dark Knight Returns and still am to certain aspect, um, but yeah, this one was like I said, every time I use it, like it just gets worse and worse in my head, and yeah, I don't know what else to say to it, but
Yeah. So, all right, you guys aren't going to be surprised. Typically, me and Marvel hold similar views. I fucking hate this suit. Um, the only thing I like about it is the bat symbol. The body shape's weird. The biggest thing I hate about this suit is the face. Holy shit, I hate that face. I want to punch it.
yeah,
Um, and why does it look like it's glossed with like lube? Like why is there lube painted on the Dark Knight Returns face? Like I don't get it. It doesn't. I like move away from playing with this suit as much as I can.
yeah,
Um, I never click on it, and the only time
no,
I'll ever click on it is if maybe I'm in a challenge map, and I want to play with it after a year hiatus of being like, oh well, I'll give it another chance, and I always hate it. So
yeah,
it's bad. And I much more prefer the Arkham Knight one, but we will get into that when we make that video.
yeah. I will say that this, along with Year One, are the worst
Yeah,
skins in the game, and
which is a shame because they're both Frank Miller graphic novels.
yeah, they're based on really like great books, and they tried their best to translate it, but it just didn't work out at all. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's let's move on to the '70s suit
I think this
because
one is good.
me too. I think it's good too. I love the body, and
Yeah,
I love the look of the fabric on the. It kind of has a smooth look, which I like. Um, it's pleasing to the eyes, and they did the color scheme perfectly. They didn't change anything, and I guess for me, the blue, the way that they kind of made the light blue with go with the graphics, it looks great. It pops. Um, the only thing I find a little strange is the face. It's not terrible. It's just a little weird, and I think every suit that they have just the eye whites, every face kind of looks a little off, at least to my eyes.
yeah,
But I know that because I remember when you were doing your Arkham City Let's Play videos, um, you had this suit on once in a while. Um,
yes, I did.
so I knew that you liked this suit, um, and
Yeah,
so do I.
it's one of my favorites for sure. Like top three would probably be animated series, Batman Beyond, and 70s. Um, and I think overall, like the skin is like it's really good. Like I really love it. I love the overall design of it. It's pitch perfect. The only thing that bugs me about it is the light blue, and that's more going into kind of my personal costume taste with Batman. I think it's just a little too bright, but um, it definitely pops out, and it does look good in the game. But that's like I said, that's more of kind of like a taste thing than just the skin itself. So
Yeah. So yeah, another one for the books. Me and Marvel. I was about to say AJ. Oh God, I can't compare you two. I'm so sorry. But, so yeah, again, me and Marvel are in agreement. um, I think we should move on to a suit that, from at least my perspective in the Arkham community, is a little controversial, and that suit is the Sinestro Corp suit. I found people that love this suit, and I found people that absolutely hate this suit. What do you think of this suit?
I think it's fine.
I like it.
And
Go, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't love it. I don't hate it either. I think it's fine.
Mhm.
Um, the only thing that bugs me for the most part is the cowl. The cowl, like from the neck up, looks a little strange. But other than that, like I love the colors. I love the body type and all the details and stuff. But uh, other than that, it's a fine suit. That's all
So
I'll say about it.
For me, actually, that's one of my favorite parts of the suit is the cowl. For so I like the definition of his eyebrows and how he kind of looks a little bit meaner in that suit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the neck is a little muscly, but I kind
Yeah.
of like it. But yeah, so that's the only difference I would say is I actually really enjoy that cowl. I wear it sometimes in the game as like a guilty pleasure,
Mm-hmm.
just because who the fuck wants to play an Arkham game in a Green Lantern suit or a Yellow Lantern suit rather? Like I don't get like it looks strange, but I'll wear it in free roam and challenge maps, and I like wearing it a lot.
Yeah.
But I was glad that they never used, apart from Arkham Origins, they didn't use any more Lantern suits. I think it's a waste of skin slot personally.
Really?
Like there's so many Batman suits in the comics that you can use. And they choose a fucking Sinestro skin. But it's cool. I like it. Um Now we have two suits or actually we have three suits left. And I want to get to I want to save a specific one for last because I think you'll get a different answer with everyone you talk to about what they think of it, as kind of like the Sinestro suit. But so let's talk about Earth One first, and then go to Batman Beyond, and I want to save the Incorporated for last.
Okay.
So, what do you think of the Earth One suit? I really like this suit actually. It's pretty straightforward. Um, it fits the game pretty well, just due to the color scheme. It's just gray and black.
Yeah.
Um, the only thing I will say is I don't remember if in the comics was the belt gray.
I want to say so.
Okay.
At least for volume one. I can't say much for volume two onward, but I do remember the belt being gray in the first book. So
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. Because we were talking about earlier how they changed the year one belt, and I wasn't sure. But
yeah.
no, I mean I like this suit. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I like it. It's a good suit. I like
Yeah.
the cowl. I don't mind it. I think it's a good suit. But what do you think?
I really like the suit too. I think it looks really nice. It it's different from
Yeah.
from just cloth Batman.
Hmm.
Um surprise like you're right, it surprisingly fits super well into the game, and yeah, it's good. It's probably like I put this, you know, after 70s, but like other than that, still really good. I use it often enough. Like it's not top three or anything, but like
Right.
um, I use it more than some others. So
Yeah.
so it's good. I'd say
Yeah. So next we have Batman Beyond. Um, I believe if I recall, you really like this suit.
I do. I really
So
do.
I'll let you go first.
I love just about everything except for the eyes. The eyes look super weird to me, and I don't get it. But everything else, I love the. Uh, I mean the Batman Beyond suit. Like it's cool no matter what game you put it in, or even just in media in general. Like it looks awesome. But um, like I love the overall look. I love the texture of the suit, but the eyes are like just a little bit too squinty or scrunched, whatever you want to call it, and it's weird. I don't really have much else on it. So, what do you think?
I actually have the same exact opinion. I really love the suit, but the eyes always irritate me. And I like I try my hardest to like look past it, but they're just looking right at me in the face. Like
Yeah,
they're so hard to not look at. But the actual suit itself, I love. Um the cape is great. I love how it I think one of the things that I grew to like is how the cape kind of splits into two. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's kind of like two pieces of a cape. And I always liked that. I thought it was interesting. But I love the textures on that suit. Again, they could have gone the route that they went with the animated series suit, but we'll never know what that would have
Yeah.
looked like. But I can assume it would have looked awesome. Um, and I would have liked to see that, but what we got was great, and it's super simple, super sleek. I love it. Love that suit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I said, it's damn near perfect, but the eyes are just like it looks it looks really off. And
Yeah.
I mean you can't help but look at it every time you use the costume. So I don't know. uh, but yeah, just everything else is just great. I'm surprised that they managed to kind of keep the wings as they were, because you know you can easily do the capes for every other costume, which you know not really hard, but like that one though, it's just like it comes out through the arms, and it's not super huge. So I'm super shocked that they kept it like that. And it looks great, like it's
Yeah.
so.
Well,
All
we
right.
only have one suit left. So, Batman Incorporated suit. I hate the face. I hate the
Yeah.
face. It looks the same. It doesn't look the same, but it has the same texture as the Dark Knight Returns, and I really hate that.
Mhm.
Um, and I think I hate it more in Return to Arkham. I hate all the suits more in Return to Arkham than I do the original.
I was
Um,
wondering if we were gonna get to that, because oh man, it's so
the
bad.
suits, the suits look absolutely horrendous in Return to Arkham, no matter what suit it is. They managed to screw with the animated series suit by texturing it, and it just irks my soul. Um,
I
but
think
this suit, go ahead.
like I think Dark Knight Returns and Year One got it the worst, because you
Yeah,
mentioned earlier they have that really like oiled face, and I'm like they just made it worse for
yeah, and you
Return to
know what?
Arkham.
I think that well, obviously in the original Arkham City, this I think the uh, Batman Incorporated suit itself looks pretty good, but when you get to Return to Arkham, he looks like a plastic figure. Like
Yeah,
he looks like a toy, and that's so disappointing. Like that's I can't get around that. It just looks horrible in that game.
yeah,
Um, it looks better in original Arkham City. You can kind of see more of the fabric rather than seeing a toy at Toys R Us. But like it was never like an incredible suit, but it's a cool suit. But the face just kills it, man. I swear, it's like those three suits, Year One, Returns, and Incorporated, just kill me with the face.
yeah. I'm inclined to agree. I don't like the face either. It looks really strange, especially like around the eyes, like because they didn't white it out or anything. They just made it, normal, and it looks strange. Another thing too is that like I don't like the body. Like it looks a little bit too bulked out.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also a problem in Arkham Knight when they brought that suit back. But
Yeah.
um, also another thing is the colors. I don't really like the colors all too much.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a problem with like Year One Dark Knight Returns. It's more gray than it is black, and you know it looks very distracting. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah,
Well,
I mean, as far as detail is concerned, it's got pretty much everything going for it, but it's just those things like take me out of it super super hard.
yeah, I agree. And we just got through all the suits, and like, I kind of want to get into our top three, um, in order to end the
Yep.
video off, kind of. So, what would you say your top three suits are, or do you want me to go first?
My top three, I would say, animated series, Batman Beyond, and 70s. It's almost tied with Earth One, but I'd say 70s is just like slightly above that. So, what
Okay.
about you?
I think. So this is hard because I think Beyond and Arkham, I'm sorry, not Arkham, the animated series suit are almost neck and neck in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
Not necessarily accuracy wise, because the Batman Beyond suit is not, it's not animated like the animated series suit is, but
No, it's not.
that suit is so good. But I think I'm putting animated number one just because the eyes
Mhm.
downgraded a bit for me. I
Yeah.
would put I think I would put the 70s in number two, and I would put
Okay.
Beyond at number three.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's my final. But again, I think I talked about this in my top five videos. Sometimes my views on them change based on the day.
Yeah.
I'll be playing the game and I'll be like, "Oh, this suit looks really good," and I overlooked it. But right now, that's my kind of top three for Arkham City. That's what I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So
I can see
that
that. Yeah.
this was a fun video. I didn't know if I would remember all the suits. I know we were talking about that before we started recording. Um,
Yeah.
but we played a little quiz game before we started, guys, and I got all the suits right.
You did. We almost hit a snag because I forgot one of them, so I was trying to hint it at him, and it took a bit, but he did manage to get it.
Yeah, I was like stuck on the incorporated suit. He was like, "Well, it was an extra. It was DLC. You
Yeah,
catching my drift?" And I'm like, "I have no idea what he's talking about."
I probably could have explained it better, but like I didn't know how to explain it without giving the answer. So just actually, you know
Well,
what? That reminds me.
yeah.
Um, since we did rank our top three, how would you rank all the other suits like after that? I'm kind of
Ooh,
curious.
that's a good question. Okay, okay. I think number four would be Earth One.
Same here.
Number five would be the default skin.
Okay.
Um, Six would be. I'm looking at a picture here just to make sure I get them all right. I
Yeah.
don't want to miss one. Um, I would say five. Am I on five? Yeah, I'm on five. Wait a minute. See, I'm already getting messed up. Okay, one is animated series, two is
Okay.
70s, three is Beyond, four is default, five is Sinestro,
Okay.
six is probably Incorporated, seven is Dark Knight Returns, and eight is Year One. I think Year One's the worst suit in the game.
Okay.
So yeah, what about you?
All right. So I'll
I
just
think
go
Marvel's
top
getting his
three in
picture up
person.
too.
All right. So uh, animated beyond 70s.
Yeah.
Then I would go. Four would be Earth. Earth One. Five, I would say, is Sinestro Corps.
Okay.
Six is I would go. Six would be uh armored. Just throwing that in there.
Oh shit, we're throwing Armored in. Okay.
I mean, if you can't, you can if you want to. I was
Well then I'll
because I'm
put
a completionist at heart. So,
well then if you're putting Armored in, I'll throw Armored in like I guess I'll throw it in after Sinestro Corps on my list. So mine would be Arkham City suit, then Sinestro, then the Armored. But yeah, continue.
okay, so Sinestro armored, then default.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Incorporated would be after that, and then for the last two, I would put year one above Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And those two are difficult because like they're both horrible.
yeah. And I mean, like you said, you know, your opinion could change like on the day, but that's
Right.
just what it is for right now. So
Yeah.
I'll take Weird Physique over
Mhm.
Monster Mash face.
That was perfect.
So so take that for what you will, uh but yeah, that's my list on all the skins ranked. And I don't know how we're going to segue this into the next bit, but I'll figure it out.
Well, guys, that will be the video. And I hope you all enjoyed. And let us know in the comments what your ranking would be, if you agree with our list, if you didn't agree with our list. Um, Follow us on Twitter. I'll link that in the description below. And Marvel, any closing remarks?
No.
Well, guys, that about concludes the video. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next episode of Intensive Treatment. Peace out.